Hello, everybody! Sorry, I'm a little caught off guard. My players always try to dab when we start, apparently. But, hello once again to Graham Crackers. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the channel. Here at this channel, we're all about making memories with friends, whether those are through RPGs, MMORPGs, or TTRPGs. The important thing is the people that you care about and spending time with them. Which brings us to tonight. My name is Graham, or Graham Crackers, and I will be your lovely DM tonight, as we once again resume our D&D 5e homebrew campaign, Shards of Anarion. And around me, you'll see some wonderful, phenomenal faces of lovely friends that I have collected across the world and across the internet to join me tonight. And while they need no introduction, I would love for each of them to give me three things, which is, who are they? Who are they playing? And if you had to summarize your character in 3 words, what are those 3 words?
I'm Vinny. I'm playing Star, and to summarize him in 3 words, I would say, A, Dragonborn, Beast Heart.
All right. I'm Fox, or TTRPG Fox. I play Brodus. You're a Dwarven Barbarian now. Things that describe Brodus is not smart, strong, and loose-lipped. So we'll go with that.
Hello, I am Izzy. I will be playing Zosh. 3 words to describe them are no, that's 3 words or less, so we'll do wannabe god.
Alright. And I'm Jordan or Armus. I'm playing Joachim. And to describe him, say, calculating biblical angel.
Ooh. And I am Graham. I play literally everyone else. And sometimes our cast. But, most importantly, every session I give my players a lovely chance, for those of you first tuning in, where I give them the option to recap the previous episode for all of you. And for some of them. If they choose to do the recap themselves, I will give whoever does the recap a 1d6 to use at one point tonight when they make a roll after they've seen the result of that roll. However, if they choose to not do the recap themselves, I will do the recap and use the 1d6 either for good or evil. Usually chat decides. But, without further ado, my players have volunteered this week to do the recap. So, tell me, what mood music would you like?
As close to yakety sax as you can get, I think is appropriate.
As close to yakety sax as I can get. I think I might have something like that. Gotta scroll up. I've got too many tracks here. More like bossa, but
Good enough. Last time on Shards of Anarion, the shopping episode. Most of the group spent a good part of the session out and about purchasing various magical items, including a rod of alertness and some fancy boots of shielding, which we paid extra to have upgraded. Fortunately, though, we were able to talk one of our crewmates out of purchasing a very cursed tome, advertised as a cursed tome of evil, if I remember correctly. Meanwhile, Brodus was off seeing the town and doing some light shopping with his not girlfriend. Slight flirting. There was much romance and suaveness there. I'd highly recommend watching it back. But in the end, we came together just as Brodus was about to awkwardly explain that the rest of his current party are in fact people from a parallel universe. And Joachim stepped in to quickly stop that.
Perfect. All right, well, let's set the scene, shall we? The group of you stand, Joachim. You are in the Plaza of Oakledge, the city itself. It is about the mid-golden of an afternoon in summer. That sweltering heat has kind of begun to dissipate as the sky has begun to take on that bit of auburnness as sunset closes in and the clouds begin to pull by the mountains to cover it up. People are standing around here in the center plaza. There's a small pond with, goose and swans. There is a pegagoose, which is Pegasus, but with a goose head, that is kind of like swimming along. And a lot of people are just sitting on like these benches, these park benches. There's a few stalls of people serving food. You spot, for you spot the dwarf and the halfling, Brodus and Robin, pretty easily as they're speaking. But roll me a perception check, if you wouldn't mind. And we'll see what else you pick up.
That is a lovely 12 from me.
A lovely 12. Would you like to use your d6?
No.
Okay. So, you spot the two of them as well as picking up one or two things. What you pick up is that there are a few eyes on Brodus and Robin from the crowd. Not necessarily hostile, just more of them. You kind of surmise, just, off your passive insight. They recognize Robin, and they're kind of trying to connect who Robin is with. So they've kind of clocked the two of them together. One of them is a dark-haired human. They have hair kind of down to their shoulder and tied in like two metal braids that kind of fall over the front of their chest. They're wearing a mix of hide armor, it looks, and they've kind of got a greatsword slung over their back. The other is a genasi. They are a fire genasi. They're dressed in these coal-colored robes that they kind of wear. It looks very avant-garde. It looks like it has been finely meshed to their form, in which the natural embers and heat coming off them rises in steam, but doesn't seem to damage the garb itself. Their hair itself is this thin, almost obsidian flaked mohawk, but like a fissure under the ocean, you see flames kind of rising from their scalp. Kind of like candlelight flickering on that obsidian. And they are kind of looking at the two of them. Again, not hostile, but you do feel, despite all the joviality and the calmness of this version of Oakledge, you can't shake the feeling that something is off. And it's one of those hard moments, especially for an adventure, to place, like, is it trauma? Or is it survival instincts? And you see Brodus' mouth open as he's like, well, you see. And that's where we're going to pick up.
Yeah, so, you see what, that,
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm a Brodus that's not this, well, like, I'm from this Brodus, but I'm not the other Brodus that died, that Brodus, from the other realm, and,
Oh,
you know,
hey, Brodus.
yeah.
Seems like it's all going
Like,
well.
yeah, we're doing good. We're catching up.
Oh, hello again.
Greetings again.
Did you guys finish shopping, or, like,
Yep, we've gotten all we need. Got your boots for you.
yeah,
Seem to be
yeah.
very nice.
Perfect.
The boots will come in handy. Oh, careful! And she kind of like moves Brodus from like tripping on a rock.
Thank you. So what do we do now? Where, like, is everybody done shopping, or are we going to another store? Are we going to the fancy place?
Well, I need to go find my daughter.
Oh, she's here.
She is supposed to be.
Well, very well. Fair enough. Also, Joachim, we gotta talk. Robin's dad was stolen from, and she was seeing if we could help her out. I said yes already, so we're probably gonna do it. It's expensive stuff, so we gotta get it back.
Can I tell if... Actually, I don't think Brodus is capable of making up a story like this. Joachim was like
you think
suspicious
whatever you
for a
want.
second, and then was like, no, it's Brodus.
I would have given like an insight 5 to know whether Brodus was doing it, but yeah, seems pretty. And Robin is standing there, the halfling, the dark-haired halfling, with her brown hair is just kind of standing there. She's holding the basket of bread and wines that she purchased with Brodus. So she's kind of like nodding as he's telling you this. So I would say pretty reasonable to, assume that he's telling the truth.
Yeah, it was like some expensive. Robin knows gems, right? Gems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was expensive gems.
Is there a particular kind?
Well, they're like jasper, amethyst, rubies, and sapphires.
No diamonds, who cares?
Can I subtly get a read on the two that were closely watching Robin and Brodus?
Sure. Anyone else want to make a roll, or just?
With having turned around to see Joachim, would they have been within my purview of vision?
I would say
Potentially.
the human is in your field of vision. The Genasi is kind of a little bit behind you.
Okay. So 17 plus 6, 23.
Almost a new year, almost a new Brodus. 23. And
17 total.
17 total. All right. So we'll start with Joachim. The human is still staring. You see his eyes kind of flitter to you. And they do that, like, you've seen this at the taverns that you've gone to, like, when they're kind of sussing someone up, like, how tough are they? Could I take them in a fight? And they kind of spot you, and then they look back to Brodus, look to Robin, and you see them just kind of... And they kind of turn and start walking back to that main strip, heading down towards the gates and towards the taverns, away from the plaza itself. With a 23 Brodus, we're going to have a music change, I think.
Heck yes.
Oh, this is a little bit scarier than I thought it was, but
Fine. Great.
Brodus, you turn around, and as your gaze is flittering through the crowd itself, you spot an individual. They are wearing this darkened fabric shawl. They have these almost bone-like gnarled hands that are gripping this dark oaken walking staff. And a single red eye glows from beneath a curled cowl in your direction. Call it your barbarian, instincts, your ancestor spirits. There is something unnatural in that gaze, and you kind of clock them thinking they're staring at you, and you realize they're not.
Oh, good.
Their vision is on Robin. And as you go to like blink or get a little bit more detail, you blink and someone passes through your vision and they are gone.
I think we need to move on to somewhere less open for this conversation.
Sure.
And I'm gonna take a wild guess, and I'm probably right. Being that this is the richer part of the area, they are very out of place when I saw them.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I will say, with your roll, you do spot the fire genasi as you're kind of swiveling around. You don't know their name. You've seen them around, hanging around the shop every now and then when you've dropped off lumber. Not a threat. Or at least not something that, like, stands out as, like, a either remarkable incident or a incoming danger at the moment. They do seem to be glowering a little bit at you, though. A couple of heated glances, you know?
Fair enough.
But, while that's happening, Zosh, Zadar, what are the two of you up to?
I gotta go find my Jira. Assuming that she's staying in a place at or near wherever she was staying in the city before, in the other
world?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Zosh, are you going with Zadar, or what is Zosh up to?
I think Zosh would probably like ask Zadar, like, do you want somebody to go with you?
No.
All right, then staying here with the group, kind of mindlessly flipping through the book that they got.
All right, we will come back to that. And which book was this? I know I've given you many books in the past few sessions.
This is a book on ancient temples.
Okay. Thank you for specifying. So we will come back to that. Roll me a history check while we wait, and just keep the number. But, Zadar.
Yep.
You begin descending down the gilded cobblestoned paths, making your way through the city. The shops and stalls are still bustling with the final thrush of a bird's wings of the day as people begin to finalize their chores and begin to close up their doors to head back to their families. Much like yourself, you can see kind of the far gates above the gatehouse, those crenellated walls of mortar and stone flittering in the golden rays of the sunlight as you begin to make your way further down the hill. Given your long-standing time in Oakledge, finding your daughter's workplace is second nature. You've done this hundreds of times before in your wanderings in the city. The aimless wanderings of wanting to leave. And the pacing. Step by step, how is Zidar feeling at this moment? Is there, some stress? Is there some worry? What is Zidar thinking about at this moment?
No, he's not stressed out. I don't think they just, beat the big bad dude. The places probably this whole dimension's probably saved. We probably saved the whole world basically already. So this is just kind of like we're just wrapping stuff up and maybe getting ready to move on to the next place. What he wants to do is, he's planning on bringing the genie, the djinn to his daughter, just dropping it off there and having her just have this djinn for an hour and be like, just do whatever she says.
Okay.
So
yeah, Salazar the Magnanimous.
yes.
Yeah. So, your feet carry you to the well-worn one-story office of your daughter that she was stationed out of. On the front, it says the Wainwright Company. And it's got kind of this cracked wagon wheel on a sign that's kind of overhanging and swinging in the breeze above the door. The windows themselves are this blue, this baby blue painted glass that kind of shines in. And you can hear a voice inside going, if I have to read this report one more time, I am going to scream. It is the familiar voice of your daughter as you kind of hear the shuffle of a wooden chair at a desk. And there's maybe 2 or 3 other voices coming from inside. Not something you're unaccustomed with, knowing that she wasn't the sole employee. There are some people that kind of flitter in from other offices every now and then. But you can hear kind of a gruff male voice going, "Is it 5 o'clock yet?"
Yeah, so Zidar will just go in. He'll just open the door, I guess, right? It's not locked or anything. It's a business.
Yeah, the door opens. It is well oiled. There's no ominous creak. And there sits your daughter, a stack of papers kind of, and reports kind of scattered across this wooden desk of hers. She has a few adornments of some paper sculptures. She has a little silver dragon that's been cast from metal that kind of acts as a paperweight that she has kind of set on some of her papers on the far side that she kind of doesn't want to get brushed away as the door opens and wind gets in. And she doesn't notice you for a second. As she's kind of still looking over these final reports, she has a quill that's been dipped in ink, and she's kind of holding it under her jaw as she's tapping her chin with the other hand, looking at this report as if trying to make numbers add up. And, this is something that, as her parent, she's carried from since you knew her as a child. She's always done this when in thought.
Yeah, he'll just walk up. He's not trying to hide his presence or anything. He just greets her. He says, "Ah, Noachi, I have brought you a gift."
She takes a beat, takes a deep intake of air, stands up and pushes herself away from the desk and looks at you and just goes, I'm so glad you're okay."
Of course, I'm okay. Aren't I always?
One of these times, that's not going to be true, and you know it.
So anyway, I brought you this. And he just kind of pulls out from his pack the bottle.
She kind of takes in her hands. What is it?
Help. It is help. Before we get to that, how are you settling in here?
Roll me an insight check. We're gonna say it's a flat roll. Unless, actually, I'll say this. Make a case. Would Zadar be able to tell his daughter from a different version of herself?
Well,
If
I
two
mean, maybe
nearly
because-
identical daughters were next to each other, I'll let you as the player gauge whether this should be an advantage, disadvantage, or a flat roll. I think that is fair.
Like, I think he wouldn't have been able to at all until he spent, like, however long, like 2-3 years living with her, like, just the two of them in
Yeah.
Oakledge. I think he probably got to know her pretty well during that time. So, yeah, I mean, well, still, without, like, outright asking, like, are you the one whose entire world is dead that I,
Yeah.
you know, bought through a mirror or whatever? So, yeah, I mean, I'm good with the flat roll. That
Okay,
sounds...
okay.
I got a 10.
10. You feel pretty confident this is your... I mean, it's your daughter regardless, right?
Mhm.
But I would say, you know, there's probably the tingling of a doubt, but there's no way for you to confirm unless you straight up asked. But you feel pretty confident that this is, you know, the daughter that was with you through the destruction of Oakledge, through the siege, and went through the mirror. She's looking at you with a lot more concern than you typically in the past have gotten from your daughter. And...
I guess, yeah, he would... I guess if he does have doubts, he would ask, like... I sent you through the woods to here just a few days ago, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure, you know how confusing this whole multi-dimensional travel...
No, it was very confusing. I mean, I walked in and they said I had just left. So that was a bit of a thing, and she kind of has lowered her voice, like, clearly her two coworkers in the office haven't paid attention to her right now. Like, you see the dwarf that's, like, staring at a clock, just like, 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock! And, over on the far side there is this, golden dragonborn. They look feminine, presenting. They're wearing, like, a white sundress, with, like, slits in the sleeve to allow, like, the gold from their scales to kind of show, and they've got these curled, almost, like a Chinese dragon horns, in, like, Chinese art, that are both gold, but also kind of, like, inlaid with, like, pearlescent, materials, and they are tapping their claw onto a clipboard, as you can hear them kind of, like, mumbling in, Dwarven, which, I mean, you don't know a lot of Dwarven, but, like, I assume that you know, like, the basics of, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're just counting numbers right now, like, as they're, like, dragging the claw down the clipboard. But your daughter just, looks at you and just goes, what happened to you, though? I mean, you didn't have this before.
Oh, you know the usual. We encountered an enemy and overcame them and saved the day.
What kind of enemy?
It's best that you don't think about it. Trust me, I wouldn't want to burden you with the details of how I came upon these spoils. And he gestures back to the bottle.
She looks
Now-
back to the bottle in her hand. Like, that golden lamp.
I see you've settled back into your job. I assume you're staying in the same place.
Well, for now, I've been, you know, making sure that some of the things that happen in the city don't happen here. I mean, not that I think they will happen here, but, I mean, I've started stocking up supplies, saving up food, storage. I have a few places secured in the city for, you know, in case there's a siege. I've also, had a few of the caravans report back, from Duke Edford's land, what's going on.
Okay. Wonderful. Very industrious, thoughtful, intelligent. Everything I would expect.
Well, I mean, I did learn it from you and Mom.
Indeed.
Do you miss her?
Of course. Every day. And that's, kind of true.
Kind of true.
What it sounded like.
Mm-hmm.
And he thinks about, adding, but it's best not to think about that. Again, kind of hitting home on that because that's kind of how he lives his life. But he thinks better of it and says, well, rest assured if anything does happen that requires it, I will come and find you. As for right now, I should probably head back. But before I go ahead and unstopper that bottle.
She kind of looks at you and she goes, do you want me to do it inside or outside?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. And she uncorks the bottle, unstoppers it, and you see that kind of black smoke begin to kind of curl out, that brimstone smell. And I forget if I gave you a command word for it, or if it was just stop the bottle.
I think it was just, the way I think it works is just whoever opens it.
Okay. In which case, this red Ifriti just unfurls and billows out of the lamp itself. And I believe last you talked, you asked him to give you something next time he came out?
Yes. As soon as he shows up, I say, Salazar the Magnanimous, what great gift have you to bestow upon us today?
Salazar the Magnanimous has stepped forth into this stinking plane. Salazar brings great wealth in the form of... We're gonna roll a random die because I think that's cool. Alright. And he will drop... a single ring onto the nearby desk, I guess. He's kind of big, so I mean, he's kind of hunched over, it's a single-story house, and the ring itself is this, it looks like it's made of adamantine, and it has a shield on the front of it, kind of crafted out like an iron or steel.
Great. I guess, I don't know, what do you ask what it does? I'll ask what it does.
Salazar the Magnanimous has brought a ring of protection for your puny mortal frames to avoid death.
Great. Per our arrangement, it is the next day, and you have been released from the bottle, at least for the next hour, during which you will do whatever this young lady asks.
Salazar the Magnanimous is burdened by the whims of those who control the lamp, and shall do the bidding as commanded for now.
Remember, do well, and tomorrow will be the final day. And you'll be free to do whatever you wish.
Salazar the Magnanimous looks forward to burning this plane to cinders.
I said what I said.
Like, the two co-workers are, like, looking at this Ifrit, like, do we need to leave? Like, Your
I
daughter's,
assure
like,
everybody-
looking like, what do I ask him to do?
Whatever you want. Also, you go ahead and keep the ring. I'm sure I'd feel better if you had it.
Oh, of course, yeah, okay. And she kind of puts on the ring.
Great.
Where can I find you? Like, where are you staying in the city? Do you have rooms?
No idea yet. Did we establish that? I don't think
I
we did.
believe you were gonna stay at the
Yep.
Griffin's Roost.
Oh, we did. Okay, good. Then he would
Because Sinra had gone there ahead of the group to secure lodging.
Okay, yeah. Then he would tell her that. Yeah, we're staying at the Griffin's Roost because we're very fancy. That was the fancy place, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I imagine at some point in the near future we will need to go visit the city leadership to make sure that nobody gets assassinated or anything like that. So that's where I will be if you need me. And what else does he say? I guess you have Salazar for the next hour. If we don't see each other again, I have an agreement with him to allow him to exit the bottle again tomorrow.
Oh, okay, so you want me to hold on to the bottle?
Yes, for now.
Okay.
If we don't see each other again by tomorrow, and he did his duty today for the next hour for you, then feel free to release him or don't. Up to you.
She's kind of like holding the lamp, like, I have great cosmic power. And she just kind of nods, like, this is a lot. She's not used to this, really. And she just goes, Salazar, if I give you a pen, are you going to break it? Salazar the Magnanimous can write with any instruments you material plane filth give. And you see her just, like, hand him a pen, and she's like, draw something? And he's like, Salazar the Magnanimous will draw the most ferocious of drawings this material plane has seen. Behold my greatness! And as, like, the door's closing, you just see him, like, drawing, like, a childlike, like, I don't know, like a flaming skull or something.
Beautiful. And then, I head back toward where the party should be.
All right. Well, Zosh, what was that roll?
That was a nice 11.
A nice 11, you say?
A nice 11.
Okay.
Not a bad 11, a nice one.
Not a bad 11. Okay. A nice 11. You know,
Yeah.
chat, do you think I should be nice? No. I feel like I've been pretty nice to them. But, as you begin to pore over the Book of Temples and Religions and Lost Ruins of the Ages, I'm assuming that you're reading pretty meticulously, right? Rather than skimming, you're kind of trying to soak in as much knowledge as you can in a short time. So you begin to kind of peruse the pages. They are old and worn, despite this book being in relatively really good condition. The pages themselves feel old. There is a weight to them. As you kind of turn page after page, the ink itself is written in a myriad of colors and a myriad of fonts, as if these pages have been torn from the lost archives of monks, of pirate wreckages, of ruins of cities. It is an amalgamation of dialects and tonnage, which makes this book hard to decipher a lot of it. And as you're reading, you feel that. This requires research and time because it is verifiable these are old. They are ancient. They refer to landmarks that don't exist post-Cataclysm. They have, mentions of deities that you are pretty sure never existed. Or at least you've never heard of them. But with an 11, there is one phrase, well, not phrase, but name that shows up more than once. As you're kind of going through the chapters and the pages, you kind of spot this celestial name being mentioned. Avagard. And it's not given any context. It's mentioned in, written in Celestial, in a few different sections for different temples, different ruins. Almost like it's been written into the margins. It seems out of place, contextually, but it's common enough to stand out.
Strange. Perhaps there's a historian I can ask about this. Yeah, I think Zash just kind of, continues reading for as long as they can, basically, and sort of keeps that name in their back pocket, like, if I find the right person to bring it up.
Easy enough. I think as you kind of reach that thought, you kind of feel Joachim's hand kind of settle on yours. As Robin, Brodus, and yourself kind of get ready to move out of the plaza itself.
Oh, going? Alright, thanks.
Great, we're heading to the tavern.
All right. So, the 4 of you set off to the tavern itself, the Griffin's Roost. Nothing gets in your way. Again, the city is very pleasant. This is not like the last time you were here. Well, I mean, it also isn't like the last time you were here, Brodus, which was you dropped off lumber with your dad and then left. But
Yep.
the city is alive, but again, it is kind of the tail end of the day. As you're kind of arriving to the tavern, you kind of hear the clattering and clinking of glasses and plateware being carried by some of the barmaids and some of the waitstaff. They are beginning to kind of prep for dinner. A lot of them are moving around. You see they're all dressed in this kind of very fancy uniform, at least for a tavern standpoint. It is this feathered and plumed jerkin with like an undershirt and then like breeches of black that they're all wearing. And some of the feminine or feminine presenting staff have like feathers that they've kind of tucked into their hair, like griffin pinions. Mm-hmm. And as you approach, you see Sinra sitting at one of the tables. There's like a tankard of ale in front of her, and her tail is like whipping back and forth irritably, as many of you have seen many a time. And she's like, this is not a time for music. And
Sidra, hi. Hopefully you found accommodations well to your liking.
Hello,
Your
Brodus.
Highness.
Have you found what you were waiting for?
Yeah, yeah, and we found more. Yeah. I think we need ales first, though. Like ales all around, like 2, 3 deep all around. Let's really break out a family combo here.
Family combo. In the background, you see a dwarf with like a pink afro, and he just goes, "Thunderjugs did it better! Kaboom!" And he just like slams a pint down in the background, and Sinner goes, "Then you can order it." Zosh, perhaps you can keep Brodis out of trouble should he get into mischief.
Yes. Don't worry. We should keep a close eye on all of us. There is some things going on here.
There are
Yeah.
always things going on.
Yeah, in general, yes. But I just kind of grab Zosh and head to the bar, and I'm like, "Can we get like, I don't know, what, Zosh, like 12, 16? What if I order 16 ales? Like, do we just get a barrel at that point? Like, what?"
I think you should take that 16 and erase one of those numbers. Erase the 6 specifically. You will have 1
Well, no. I was getting it for the table.
for the table, then 6.
Well, but it save walking going back and forth. You have 1 and then 1 in the background.
All right.
Okay, 16 it is.
As you kind of place that order, the bartender at the establishment is they look to be a shifter, and I think this may be the first shifter you might have seen. They have kind of like this angled face, very humanoid, but they have like these jutting 2 fangs that look very canine in nature. There's a little bit of hair that kind of comes from the beard and then like goes around the edges of their ears. And they have these like bright green eyes and like bushy eyebrows. Their face itself is tanned, and they just go, "What kind?"
Oh, what kinds do you have?
Blackcurrant, hazelnut, elderberry, wine. As for the wines, I have Oakledge. I have Oakledge Premier. I have Vignette Avazar. I have
Back to the ales.
Blackcurrant hazelnut.
Hazelnut will be great.
We also have like a pumpkin spice thing, but that doesn't seem a lot of people's style this time of year.
No.
Wrong season. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I said, but they said you need to do it all year round, you know.
But it doesn't sell all year.
We also have
round.
an
It only
imported ale
works because
called the Kaboom. I don't know what's in
Oh,
it.
yes. 16 kaboom.
No, we're not getting 16 of something called Kaboom. If we're getting kabooms, we're getting half as many. We're getting 8.
8 kabooms.
8 Kabooms. Sure. Are you putting that on a room, or are you paying it here?
Yeah, we have rooms. I don't know the number. Like what? It.
Did you check in with
it's
someone? Like, is someone from your party? Did they come in here before you?
Yeah. It's under Sinra. Just put it to that tab, and we're good to go.
Sinra. Oh, the snarly Leon. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. The snarly Tabaxi.
Go ahead. Lean in, but yeah.
What's a Leonin?
Her Highness, yes.
Yes. Just yes, them.
Okay. Yeah. No, I can put that on the room.
Yeah.
So 6 kabooms, not 16.
No. 8, not 16.
8.
It was in half.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
Math, not my strong suit. I do need you to sign a waiver. If you're going to be drinking these. The Griffin's Roost is not, held accountable for any injury or property caused as a result of damages by consuming the kaboom.
Bros is just gonna sign it.
What that, as in the drink itself will hurt us, or what the drink will make us do will be painful?
Yes.
Zosh, I've never had this myself, but I've heard about it, and it sounds like a great time.
Yes, you've also never been swallowed whole by a dragon, but that doesn't mean you should try it.
Well, we are now.
We do have a drink called the Dragon's Gullet. It's 2 drops of dragon blood in rum.
Actually, can I get one of those? That I'm sold on that one. That does sound good.
Yeah. Put it on the room.
Yes.
Do you want to look at the price?
No.
Sure.
No.
Zosh,
No.
well,
It is 60 gold.
Madison was paying for it.
Yeah. Throw it on the room. Why not? Yeah, they will pour the drinks and they'll go, yeah, I'll bring it to your table. I'll probably send Mary over. Mary, well, she's the best. So, I mean, makes sense I'd send her over. But also she's better with adventurers. No offense, you look a little, more rough and tumble than our usual crowd here.
We belong here, trust me.
Not saying you don't, I'm just saying most of our guests don't carry weapons, and smell like they just murdered somebody. So...
I mean, but where do you expect us to store said weapons?
It wasn't murder, it was also a fight. I do want that clarified.
It was a fight. They don't pay me to think or judge. They just pay me to serve drinks. So
Great.
Whatever you say,
Keep at it.
I will believe you. Unless you're paying me to believe otherwise, in which case I never saw you.
Both.
Good to know.
He holds out a palm. Like, if you're paying me to say I never saw you, like, put the coin in the hand.
I'm going to give him 1 gold.
Goes, no dwarves came in here tonight. He just, like, tucks the coin away, and he's like, have a good night, we'll bring the drinks over in a few. Give us 5 minutes. Also, don't harass the bards. They'll be setting up shortly.
Okay.
Okay.
Heading back to the table, Bros goes, okay, guys, I bought us something I've heard about. It's an imported brew. I've heard stories of a great time. It's called Kaboom from Thunder Jugs. I already signed the waiver for everybody, so we're good.
Zadar, you might be the only one besides Sinra who remembers this drink.
Oh, am I there?
Yeah.
I would say you're arriving as you probably hear him say, I ordered this, it's called the Kaboom, as you're
good.
opening the door.
Now that was the one, refresh my memory.
So that was the one that you all originally in the Crystal Caverns went to Thunder Jugs and caused a myriad of effects. One was electrocuting Brodus. Yeah. One was having your hair stick up. One was casting Shocking Touch on the next person you reached out to touch. One was doing the Thunder Wave at your feet. And I believe there were a few other things that you did not see. I I think someone also breathed lightning. I vaguely remember that.
I believe Sinra breathed lightning.
I think so. I think you see Sinra's tail like flick even more irritably as she like looks just like, you stupid Brutus.
What? I've never had it. I wanted to try it.
Do you not know what signing a waiver means?
Yeah.
She just like snarls.
No
like,
one,
ah!
no one wants to read that amount of language on paper. It's like any other waiver when you go to, a carnival, like we just were. You sign whatever and you move on.
That is a terrible example. Signing the waiver in that case was signing your literal soul away.
Well, what I'm talking about like an actual carnival, not like that carnival. Point stands.
He does have a point.
I guess.
I mean, I think it's cool. It sounds exciting.
They're
kinda
mostly
pipes up.
harmless.
She's kind of like peeking over the table because she's a halfling.
It's only a bit of lightning. And then he'll take one before he is asked to explain further and start drinking it.
All right, roll me a D100.
32.
32. For the next 6 seconds, your feet are going to zap with electricity as you act as if you have been affected by the haste spell.
Yeah. I mean, he says, like, see? And he, like, gestures to his feet. It's a great time. It's wonderful. You'll enjoy it very much. I guarantee you will love drinking this drink. Have a drink. Please, kaboom yourself. Kaboom yourselves to your heart's content.
And I will say this. Roll me a perception check, Sidar.
Okay. I'm proficient in that. Got an 11.
11. On the mug that they brought out, they have special mugs. The handles are like carved lightning bolts. And on the front of the carved mugs, you see a turtle shell and a gnoll with a crossbow that is shooting the moon.
Aw.
Uh,
Nostalgia.
and it just says, Kier and Verban proudly presents Thunderjug's family-friendly establishment. Fun for everyone. Come on.
He'll point that out to Sinra and be like, see, look, they did, look, they did it here too.
Sinra just kind of goes, good for them.
Protus will drink it.
Yeah.
Roll me that D100.
12.
12. Roll me a dex saving throw.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Actually, I need to ask this. Who is sitting closest to Brodus? I assume Robin.
It'd be Robin and
Pick one more person.
Let's roll for it.
Rob.
Yeah, let's roll for it. We'll say...
Oh, I was gonna volunteer Zash because
yeah,
they were
do
told
it.
to keep an eye on Brodus.
Oh, okay.
We'll say Zash.
Yeah, I'll say anyone can roll that is within 5 feet of Brodus.
Oh,
If you feel
God.
you would be within 5 feet, you will have the save bonus from Sinra, which I believe is a +4 or a +5.
Cool.
I mean, great. That doesn't help
But I
me
will need a
much.
dex saving throw from anyone.
2 minus 2 plus 5.
That is an 18.
I got a 30.
30.
Lamau.
I want you to enjoy this sound. You did this to yourself.
I did.
Oh God.
So, for those of you that rolled below a 16, I'm gonna need you to take 28 lightning damage
It's like an average damage.
as
right?
a lightning bolt goes off.
For
For
did
those
I
of you
just,
that rolled over, half that.
Did I just shock Robin?
Oh yeah, buddy.
Oh,
I will say
oh,
this:
yay.
she passed the saving throw at least.
Yep. All right.
Is she dead anyways?
No. I made sure to give her a little bit more health than one bungled roll would allow for her death. Almost like I could see something happening. I didn't know what, but I know all of you as players. You see the lightning go off. So I will say, for those of you that saved, right before the crack of lightning strikes Brodus and the surrounding area, from above him, you see Robin throw herself out of the way. She still gets electrocuted, but not as badly as you would have expected of someone who's not an adventurer. But her hair is like frizzing as she stands up and is like, huh, eyes like the size of saucer plates. The rest of you that failed, you don't hear that crack of lightning and that smell of ozone until you are blasted. I believe if you have resistance for lightning, you may also half to half if you saved.
No.
Sure do. I'm blue. Blue color.
Not anymore.
Oh, wait.
Used to.
Hold on. I do have advantage on dexterity against effects that you can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated. So technically...
Yeah, roll again.
Oh.
Yeah? What was it? Couldn't be worse
4.
than a 2 minus a 2.
No, it's 4 minus a 2 plus 5.
Okay, yeah, still a fail. Did not help you.
No,
As the lightning goes off,
I tried.
the pink-haired dwarf in the back of the tavern just goes, kaboom! Like, really loudly. And
Well,
the rest of the staff give your table a wide berth. You see several of them, like, take 2 extra steps away. You're just like, no. I'm gonna wait for those drinks to be finished first.
apologies. I wasn't expecting that to happen.
Ow, 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 ow. That... Brutus, that hurt. Drinks shouldn't hurt.
I don't disagree. They shouldn't hurt. It also very much hurt me.
Are you okay?
Bros looks up and down, and like his beard is like poofed out, and just like, yeah. I can take another 2, 3, 4 more of those.
Well, luckily you ordered 8, so.
I like the scene of that, like, Crater and Damage and Joachim and Sinra are just sitting at the other side of the table, like, he just looks
Sinra
at the
just,
drinks,
like, taps
looks at her.
Robin and lays on hands.
So, now that we've brought all the attention onto ourselves, I was trying to tell you, Joachim, few things.
Right.
One, when we were out at the park pond area thing, you know,
Mm-hmm.
do you remember seeing that like fire genasi and their friend, right?
Yep.
Did you also see the hooded figure with one eye that was glowing red, that was staring, right? Not at me, not at you, but like at Robin.
No.
Well, that was a thing, so we have to protect Robin at all costs. Because that's not great. Also, might be related to the stolen goods of gems, you know? potentially, or not related, but we gotta solve both.
Fire genasi?
Yeah,
Did they have like a mohawk?
yeah.
Oh, that's Alzarad. He works with my father sometimes. Subsidized shop.
By work, what do you mean?
I mean, he purchases goods from us every now and then. And sometimes he sells stuff.
What does he purchase / sell normally?
Well, last time he bought some healing potions, and some rope, and I think he bought, some horse food? Some horse feed?
So, like, just normal things.
I mean, most people buy normal things.
That's why they're called normal.
But, yes, I was more asking if he bought in the gem realm of things. Being that some gems may be missing.
I don't think so.
Wow.
Wow.
May not be related, but
Are you saying this because you're jealous? That he shops at our store?
no, not just. I'm trying to protect you. There's a hood figure that looked at you, and nearby the hood figure were these other two not normal looking figures.
Anyway, you ever heard of somebody with a glowing red eye?
Yes.
Yeah, just yes.
Yes.
Oh, you have?
I mean, just in general, sure. I don't know. Since I was in the city in another dimension for a long time, was there like a well-known person with a glowing red eye?
Yeah. You know what? Roll me a history check
Easy.
or investigation, one or the other.
Well, I got a 9.
Hard to tell. Could be anyone.
Could be any. It could be any one of a large number of folks with glowing eyes.
But no. It's just one eye that's glowing.
Oh, just one? Then I definitely no. Wait, no.
I mean, it could be like a tiefling. Don't their eyes glow?
Sometimes.
I thought that was a myth.
Well, anybody's eyes can glow under the right circumstances.
We are talking like, like very prominent, like magical glowing red eye.
Yes, but minor illusion is a fairly simple spell. I mean, couldn't anybody cast that to give themselves the appearance of having a glowing red eye?
Who would do that?
Somebody trying to intimidate you.
What? Why would they want to intimidate? I mean, could they just have been looking?
No. Like, I definitely felt it, and it was like more than just like looking at you. It was like dangerous. My danger radar was going on.
A danger radar.
Yeah, it's a thing for
is that a
us
lumberjack
dwarves.
thing?
No, it's just a dwarven thing.
Oh, so all dwarves have it.
Yep. All dwarves have danger radars.
Can't dispute that.
I didn't know that. I'll make sure to ask about it.
You don't need to ask. It's kind of a secret thing. I may have let it slip. It's fine.
Roll me fucking deception. There is no way she's going to believe this without a deception roll.
15.
For once, I rolled lower than you. With advantage. She looks at you, and there's a moment of like, I don't know if I should believe it. And she just kind of goes, oh, okay. Okay. I won't say anything.
Great. Yeah, a lot of dwarves.
But I do
don't
have
like-
some more chores I have to do, so I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Oh, well. Hold on, team. If someone was looking at her in a dangerous way, and she's going to be leaving us, how do we protect her? Vinny, do you got that, the bottle
Who
with
is
the
Vinny?
gin?
Who is this Vinny you speak of?
Oh,
Lotus, you are not making sense.
Zadar.
You've had too much
Monster.
alcohol.
Let the thunder jug.
Do you, Zadar, do you got the bottle with the Euphrates? They'll protect her.
Oh no, I gave that to my daughter.
Oh.
Sinra speaks
Bro-
up.
bro-
I will go walk her home
Oh,
so that none of your stupid, idiotic senses rub off on her.
That seems
Probably
fair.
for the best. I
Fair.
will.
Fair, yeah.
I'll keep an eye on them.
I will return when she has been brought home.
Brodus will grab one of the tankards of the kaboom and slide it down to Sasha and be like, all right, you're up.
I got the dragon's gullet, and I will be drinking that. Thank you very much.
How is that, by the way?
Have you taken a sip yet?
How is it? Yeah.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, come on.
You thought I was gonna make this easy? I said I was gonna make you all roll a lot tonight.
That is true. Is it an effect that causes me to be charmed or
No.
frightened?
No, it is
No.
not.
Okay.
Unless
that's
you're
fine.
frightened
I
of
roll.
alcoholism, in which case maybe.
Aren't we all? 21.
21. So, you down the drink. It is like nothing you have ever drank before. It is warm, but with kind of like a primal heat. Like a living magic instilled in this drink itself, as you down it. At first, you feel that, it is warm like a heat, like fire, and you think, oh, red dragon. But it is like this lightness, almost as you kind of down it, you kind of get a sense of like gold behind your eyes from them, like almost like a flash of like an epiphany, and then it vanishes.
That was very good. Wow.
I mean, you can go get another one. Or we've got kabooms.
I should not. If you all would like to consume kabooms, you probably shouldn't, but
How
I physically can't stop you.
how will you understand all the magics in the world without consuming a kaboom?
There are some secrets that are best kept hidden away.
You okay?
Before we get too wasted, just want to say tomorrow, first thing, I know each of us has our individual goals with this theft and family, but would be good to at least get word on what happened to the forest to the guard and potentially the mayor, hopefully.
So we're going there first.
Yes.
I'd appreciate that.
believe the event we were sent here to stop was the assassination of Lady Withershins. So it may be prudent to check in on her.
That's fair.
Maybe don't say that out loud.
What, that she's about to die?
We'll play it by ear. Hasn't failed us yet.
Fine. I'll take the kaboom.
All right, roll me that D100.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Tempted to use my D6 because I got a 95.
Ooh, yeah, do it. Get the 100.
Do it.
I will say this: if you get a 101, I will do something cool.
Yeah. I got a 100.
100. Oh, all right, let me pull this up real quick.
The hundo.
Ooh.
Big
Let
stack.
me pull this up real quick.
Oh, no.
Do I die?
Roll it.
I am gonna say this: you do need to make a Constitution saving throw. Let me preemptively say that.
Oh, boy.
Amazing.
Oh, this sounds like a Brodus and the cult type situation.
Well, it fell on the ground, but that is a 24 total.
24 total. Okay,
Pretty good.
that is pretty good.
Pretty good.
God,
Is that good enough?
is it? Is the real question?
is.
I'm doing the math.
I don't like that you're doing the...
Alright, give me 1 second. I have to roll something. Joachim, you've got a pretty strong stomach, you would say, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Excellent. So with that Constitution saving throw, we're gonna change the music because this seems like a good time for our good little party to maybe change atmosphere a little bit. Oh, that's a little too scary.
Zosh, you need to join.
No. Every single second that passes, I am proven right.
You feel the drink go down your throat. It is like the coursing of lightning itself. It has the taste of lemons and citrus that seems to jump from your tongue down to the back of your throat, coating it and landing in your stomach. And as it lands in your stomach, you can feel it sizzle. You feel a churning and a rumbling. And you feel it immediately about to be rejected, my dude. And you can feel, as you, raise your hands, in that instinctive, oh shiz, am I going to create a party foul? You see rivulets of lightning in blue arcs of magic going down your veins of your porcelain arms to your fingertips. You feel it coming up, and you can feel almost not tendrils, but little arms of lightning and static, as if it's crawling out of you. And finally you go, "Bleh!" And as you do, for the next 24 hours, you are affected by storm giants as if you consumed a storm giant strength potion.
Okay.
However, I'm going to need another d20. Just a flat d20 from you right now. As you go, "Bleh!" a small lightning elemental lands onto the table in front of you.
18.
18. The elemental looks quizzically around, It doesn't have eyes, but you see like a turbulent kind of cyclone circling around these arcs of lightning as it dances like a little tiny ball of electricity. You can see like little tiny scorch marks on the table as it kind of jitters around in this erratic movement, as if trying to get its bearings.
Question.
Sure.
Are the mugs wooden or glass or
I would say that they're probably,
or metal?
yeah, they are pewter,
Okay.
I would say.
Uh, upon the elemental landing, Bruce wants to just turn to Yoke and go, Dude, you gotta capture it. You gotta get lightning in a bottle.
Immediately, lightning's like... You hear like an audible buzzing, and you can kind of smell the ozone collecting as this thing kind of looks at all of you. It hasn't attacked yet, but it looks like it is ready to defend itself.
So it's like a tiny.
Yeah, it's not intimidating at the moment.
Oh.
I said at the moment. I didn't say it's not going to be.
Right, let's calm down. He puts the mug down and crunches it into the table by accident.
Yeah.
Like,
The mug
breaks off
itself
the
just
handle.
shatters, like...
Ah. As his strength has nearly tripled from that.
Um, yeah.
Oh. I think it's better than what happened to you, as long as... Like, turns to the lightning elemental. Can you understand us?
Are you speaking in common, or...
Yes, common.
It does not seem to respond in any intelligent way to your question. Either it doesn't understand or it does not speak common. And as you say that, it grows about 4 inches.
Okay, well, now we need a really big jar. It used to be a small jar. Now we need a big jar.
So Zadar will set his drink down, and then you'll see like his eyes. He's got kind of like classic like yellow lizard eyes. You know, they glow a little bit, and like they're kind of ringed by lightning energy, sort of, and you see sparks kind of like shooting out from between his teeth and his horn, especially. Like you see lightning start to come out of the horn. As I use the chromatic warding feature for being a dragonborn, and I make myself immune to lightning damage. And then Zed reaches out and to like shake the hand of the lightning elemental, if it has indeed a hand, and says, "A pleasure to make your acquaintance. Won't you join me outside?"
And are you saying that in common?
I guess I'll say it in Draconic.
Okay. You reach out, with your innate bloodline. You see, like, the little tethery electric, almost, I forget what they are at the museums, that you put, like, your hand on the orb and, like, the electricity goes from the center.
The plasma balls.
Yeah. It's kind of like that. It kind of, like, zaps instinctively at your hand, given it doesn't hurt you. But it is zapping. But as you kind of move a little bit closer to it, it kind of skitters and gets a little bit more, like, hunched down as if it's ready to either bolt or attack. It doesn't seem to be understanding what you're saying.
He kind of like holds up, like he holds out his hand like palm up, as though like offering to allow it to get to his hand, I guess.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Sure. Persuasion. Not animal handling.
It's not an animal. It's an
Yeah,
elemental.
I rolled a 5.
5. It neither moves towards your hand nor away. But it does grow 2 inches.
Alright,
Thanks.
well.
Zosh kind of slams their hands down on the table. It's like, all right, fun and games is over. This is going to get very bad very quickly. You, little lightning creature, relax. Do not move. Do not get bigger. Calm. Calm yourself.
And are you casting a spell, or...?
Just trying to intimidate it.
Okay. What language are you speaking to it?
I think starts out in common, and then as Zosh gets angrier, slips into celestial.
Okay. Roll me a intimidation check at disadvantage.
Dang it. All right, well,
Hard to threaten someone that's not understanding what you're speaking.
that's true, but I do have a pretty... Okay, that's an 18.
18. It eyes you for a moment as you kind of lean closer and begin to berate it and tell it to behave. And it kind of doesn't grow bigger, but it does not grow smaller. You see the bartender over back, he's flipping through a list of instructions that's side effects maybe include. He's scanning down, trying to figure out what's happened.
I mean, Zed'll just try and reach out and grab it.
Roll me a, we'll say Dex versus Dex, why not? Or Sleight of Hand, one or the other. Or Grapple check.
Sleight of Hand. Acrobatics?
Yeah.
Sleight of Hand. I feel like Sleight of Hand is more fair. Acrobatics is...
Yeah, we'll say Sleight of Hand, that's fine.
23.
23. You grab this creature. Your hands kind of settling into the ball of electricity. The center of this creature seems solid. Most of it seems just a combination of elements, but there is a singular core to the elemental that you kind of get your talons and claws on and kind of hold as lightning starts zapping almost like a jellyfish out of your hands. It's ah! Let me out!
All right. Yes. Just gotta take it outside. And he goes to one hand out. He goes to just walk it out the front door and release it into the streets, I guess.
I will follow Zadar, who is carrying my son.
Did you come up with a name yet?
Not yet. I have to see if he survives an hour.
So, as you bring him outside, it still continues to zap electricity flickering this way and that, but you're able to kind of mitigate it because it doesn't affect you. And the crowd looks at you and your glowing hands, and you see several people well, that's enough for me today. I'm gonna go back home, kiss my wife. Just I don't want to die.
And he's just holding this ball of lightning up. He should just go back to the clouds.
As you kind of hold them up towards the sky, they leap from your hands, and as they leap out, they begin to grow. And grow. And grow. And fly. And they do begin to fly up into the sky. And you hear some guards go, "Elemental on the loose! Get it down!" You see several guards pulling out crossbows.
I mean, that's on them now. Zed just leaves. It's well, my job's done.
No, okay. No, you don't need to fight the elemental. It is leaving.
Roll me Your perception
When-
check.
When Zadar comes back to the table, I want to slide him another kaboom and take a kaboom and go, to Zadar, the savior of lightning elementals.
To me. And then, yeah.
Oh boy.
All right. So as the elemental like begins to hover up in the air, the guards kind of look at you and are like, "Did you summon this?"
No.
Wait, like, so wait, were they asking me that before I went back in, or are they asking
No,
me?
they're calling out to Zosh.
No, I did not summon this. It was a side effect of a horrible decision by a bartender to sell a drink that should not be sold. It is, look, it is flying, it is leaving, it is not a problem. If you shoot at it, it will become a problem.
The guards kind of look at you, look at it, and one of the guards kind of it's a female guard. They're dressed in chainmail. And they've got kind of like a pouch next to them. Their hair is this auburn red, and they have these fox ears that kind of stick out of their hair, and glowing green eyes. And she just goes, "Oh, Grandma's gonna kill me for this, but I need to. I understand that things happen like this, but you have to understand." Elementals are unpredictable. We don't know what this thing's gonna do. So you said you didn't summon it, so, that's okay. And she pulls out a talisman. Like a piece of parchment with, like, a sigil on it.
What are you planning on doing?
Well, I'm gonna banish it. Send it
Just
home,
let it-
maybe?
Just let it go.
What do you think it's going to do if it gets out the city, or if it decides to attack someone in the city?
It's flat, like, it's still
hovering.
flying.
It is not flying. It is
Oh, it is hovering.
and it's like, it has not made any move to leave the city. It is like, I'm just gonna keep growing, I guess. This is nice.
Fine. Banish it. Fine.
I mean, unless you have a better idea. What do you think we should do?
No, you're the authority here. If that's what you think is best, you want to banish it.
I don't like the tone in your tone of voice. It's very condescending, sir.
You have to understand here that failure means it will be angry. I don't speak elemental. I don't know if it's currently angry. But if you fail to banish it, it will know, and it will get angry, and then it will be a problem. That's all I'm saying. If you want to take that risk, go for it. I'll help if things get bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to stand around and watch people die, but just so we're clear where the blame lies.
While they're arguing, Joachim's just watching it. Can you feel any kind of connection to it?
Ooh. Roll me a wisdom check. We'll just say flat
Not
wisdom,
my
or
best.
maybe an insight. We'll say insight, sure. Seems like an insight.
I don't have proficiency, so.
That's a bit better.
Oh, but that's an 18.
18. Son? There is a strange... maybe Fox can explain fatherhood better than I can. But there's a strange kindred between what one can produce and how they feel about it. There is this innate connection that bonds you. Whether that is felt on both sides is a mystery to even the greatest of sages. But in this moment, something is familiar about it.
You made a thing.
You made
I was
a
more
thing.
wondering if there's like a magical, like familiar, like connection, but
No, you just made a thing, and
I mean, you could
you
try.
can't.
I mean, does that sound like a heroic moment to you?
To put it in dad terms, you have made something small that you do not speak the same language, but you can do the best you can based off sounds and how they look to understand. Maybe you can calm them down, maybe you can't. We don't know what tonight's gonna come up with.
That's very apt. If you want to do a heroic moment, for instance, here are the perks. Should you roll above a 75, you will permanently gain the ability to have a small lightning elemental as a familiar.
alright.
Provided that you treat it well. Should you roll between a 75 and a 50, it will come down to a negotiation, potentially, whether this obeys your commands for as long as it is willing. Anything lower than a 50, it is going to get hostile. And if it is below a 25, it is going to get very hostile.
Yeah, I think as he kind of looks at it and feels a faint connection, he will just, now thanks to the entity having a lot more connection with reality, just kind of try to make a magical connection and just have his experience with reality along that, and see if he can, it sounds bad to say tether this being, sounds like enslavement, but like just make a connection and stabilize it.
Okay. Anyone helping with
I-
said
I-
action?
I mean, Joachim, you're not wrong. Children with leashes is a thing. Not everyone does it, but it's a thing that's out there.
I don't. Zosh would want to help if there is some way that, like, I don't know, like advocating, like, hey, this creature, like, it isn't a problem. Like, there's no reason for things to go bad, if that helps at all.
We'll say this. I will give a plus 10 to the roll because Zosh is keeping the police and the guards from escalating immediately, which will give you the moment to kind of reach out and bond. Zadar, anything from you, or drink the kaboom?
Oh yeah, I mean, like I went inside, right? So
Yeah, we're inside drinking kabooms. Like,
I mean, I guess at that point, roll a d100, both of you.
you got it.
Like,
Got a 30.
Damn
no.
it.
oh, 18.
A second lightning strike has hit the tavern.
roll me a dex saving throw. Not you,
Two
not
lightning
you, Zadar.
strikes?
Zadar, you're okay.
Do I roll regularly or at disadvantage because I've already been struck?
I would say, they say lightning can't strike twice. This is not the case. This has been proven factually untrue at this point. I would say, absolutely, roll dex saving. I will say flat roll.
Okay. We're getting better. 6 minus 2 plus 5. Oh, no, wait. But Cinder's not here. No, plus 5.
So, you were going to take 20 lightning damage as a second lightning bolt crashes down to the ground on top of you.
I'm fine.
And Zadar,
Yeah.
as you consume this drink, you feel the floor begin to tremor beneath your feet. as you can teleport 30 feet and execute a bolt of electricity in the surrounding 5 feet area as you feel like the need to move.
It's okay.
You may hold on to this up to a minute. I will say this.
Oh, I can wait a minute.
You can wait
well,
up to a minute.
What am I gonna? I don't know. I guess yeah. He'll look around. He'll start getting a little bit of jitters, and he'll know that he has to release this lightning soon. And I don't know. He'll look for a place to do it where he's not gonna kill anybody with it.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan.
It's fine. We've only drank 5 of the 8 kabooms so far.
Oh no.
All right. Who is ready for that heroic moment?
Yeah.
It all comes
do
down
it.
to this. A single +10 to your roll. You know the stakes.
Do I get any kind of bonus for actively being part storm giant at the moment?
No.
Having that.
No.
You do not.
Yeah. And I'd ask if it's possible because I'm his father, but I think that's the only way it's possible in the first place.
That's about true.
Okay. $69 on the die.
69 on the die for a +10. For a 79, which is higher than the 75. Well, I guess we're gonna have to change our music. I thought this was gonna be much more threatening than it could have been. What?
Oh,
Me too.
God.
As with all things in life, I guess this game boils down to fuck it, have a friend. So
Our shonen moment. Yes.
little did he know that his next backup character was just this elemental wielding sword when he dies. Oh, all right, let's get this music going, huh?
Yeah, let's get this music going
Let's
or
get
what,
this
huh?
music
Come
going.
on.
The best part is you guys are going to come in, and Brodus looks even more worse for wear.
So, as you lock eyes with this elemental, given it doesn't have an eyes, but you do, you feel that innate connection. You know, it makes perfect sense. You've always had a unspoken innate connection in your life to draw upon. It just makes sense. It's like pulling a cord that you never knew was attached to a puppeteer. And you reach out with your being, something beyond your physical self. And you feel that primal coursing energy, like when it was touching down as you were drinking the kaboom. It is this beat of life, and for a moment it makes sense. It is this natural progression of life. It is these small synapses in the body pumping blood, the nerves in your body. It is the night sky when heat and cold mix. It is the force of a storm. It has always been there from the start. It's always been a song playing, but this is the first time you hear it for what it is. And you feel a consciousness reach out, like you are looking in your sense of self against a black, liquid, pane glass, and your finger touches and a lightning tendril presses back. And you hear, hello?
Hello there.
Wait, where am I? There's so much.
You are safe.
What is safe?
Well, let me show you.
And for those of you outside, you watch as this elemental begins to descend. It flickers, slowly descending like a ball of light in the lamps that are magically lit along the street. And it flitters to the size of a small little ball, like a tennis ball. And it lands next to Joachim. You see the two guards that have been standing there with the crossbows, and the one with the talisman is just like, oh, that's better than how I thought my night was going to start.
Dear.
Right. He'll reach down and gently, like, cup and pick up the element, I suppose.
It tingles. Not unpleasantly so.
He's just not sure what to do. It's like kind of like stiffly nods at the guards, turns and walks back inside.
They do that weird thing like when it's like two cars that stop at a yellow light at like 3 a.m. and just give the nod of like, yup.
Yep.
And they just kind of go, fucking adventurers. And head up the street. As they're going, the woman with the talismans looks back and just like at all of you. It's like, if I have to come back here, I'm shutting this party down.
As they walk in, Bros just kind of goes, ha ha, ha. Hey, look, Joachim, you did it.
Yeah. Oh, you and he sees Brodus in a deeper crater now. And I assume
There's like a
Zadar-
second ring of scorch marks.
Zadar teleports like 10 feet, just exactly away from them.
As you teleport, just there's like a burst of like static electricity from your feet.
I always knew you had it in you.
Everyone is cut off of kabooms. No more.
We have to finish what we bought.
No.
Sinra would think it's a waste of money.
Zosh is gonna scoop up the last one.
No,
over
there's
to like
3.
Oh, there's 3?
There's 3.
Zosh is gonna scoop up all 3, go over to a potted plant, and just dump them out.
The pink-haired dwarf in the background that has been like, kaboom! Like, as you walk in with the like, small little lightning sprite, he, like, wipes a tear from his eye, he's like, kaboom.
Yeah. Seeing Zosh start to pick up all 3, I just take my elemental, start going back towards the stairs where he knows our rooms are. Like, I'm gonna. So
we're
does the
meeting
plant
here,
have to roll
right?
3 D100s?
Or it just turns into a shambling mound. That's how you make shambling mounds.
Yeah.
That's why they have that.
Later on in the season, you're gonna confront the lightning tree, which is just... It's a villain that you created yourselves.
The best kind.
But, is there anything else any of you would like to do before the end of the night? Any last-minute prayers? Any, reading of books, studying of magic items before the night is over? Sinro will at some point return.
Nah, well,
She definitely knocks on your room at one time, Brodus, and goes, Brodus, what the fuck? Why am I paying hundreds of gold up for damages?
hold on. There was damages, but Zosh also bought a drink that was 60 gold. So it's not all me.
There was just an angry feline snarl, like... And
Also, we got a mini elemental, so thank you.
it is clear that I need to keep all of you in my sight.
Well, that was your choice. You left.
There is, like, swearing in Leonin as Cinder just goes to her room.
Okay. See you
I
tomorrow.
will say, she did book 3 rooms. She is sleeping in one, and some of the animals have been stationed at the stable. How you decide to bunk, that's up to you. Who's bunking with who? There are two rooms remaining. Is one of you taking one room and locking everyone out, or?
If
Joachim
goes with anyone, probably should go with Zosh because they could handle the lightning if it goes wrong. If you're comfortable with that.
Yep.
I'm cool rooming with Zadar.
Sure. That's fine.
So as you
leave the chaos duo together.
Oh god, it's a terrible idea.
So as all of you kind of lay down for the night, we're gonna change up our music and then we're gonna go to break. After I say something.
Quick question.
Yeah, what's up?
Before you say what you're gonna say.
Say what you're gonna say.
Are we actually getting a long rest or
Yes,
not?
you are getting a long rest.
Okay, good. I can heal back up from 47 hit points back up to 95.
All self-inflicted. You say
always.
Don't hurt the party, Graham. I don't have to do anything. I just put things in front of you.
Graham, if you would have hurt me, I would have been at like 5 hit points.
We would have been on Brodus number 3.
Yeah.
So, as you all settle into sleep, for some of you it is a fitless and not very restful sleep. Joachim, the sprite, the electric sprite kind of settles on a table nearby, flickering kind of like a night lamp. As it just kind of waits for you to regain. You can still feel the flickers of its consciousness now and again, like, why not move? Move? Not move. Rumble whenever you snore. You can hear, like, thunder! Or whenever it hears, like, a loud noise, it will kind of remark in that manner. Zosh, when sleep finally finds you, describe a scene for me. You are standing on a grassy plain. It is in the midst of night. The wind is blowing, but you get no relief. It feels like it could be summer, but you can't feel it on your skin. And there is something staring back at you. Who is staring at you?
Who is staring? I guess that would depend on, like, how the person is staring. If it is like...
I will say it is an unpleasant stare.
That's okay. I wanted to make sure I got the vibes right. I think it is a... Ooh. I think it is a version of... actually, I think it's Mortimer, actually. I think it's a version. It is like a weird sort of almost like inky black version of Mortimer.
Okay. So you see the ringmaster that you and your party have defeated and slew. The centaur himself, you see his back legs are ink coated with that black tendril of ooze-like substance. You see a gash from an axe across his chest that's like cut into his lungs, but it is just spewing like black ichor. And when he speaks, his tongue is swollen and black. And they are staring at you, judging, as if to say, I had it right, and you doomed us all. They don't say anything, but they stare hatefully in a wordless accusation of you did this.
Now you're gone. We all saved everyone at that carnival. We did the right thing.
As you say that, there is another voice. Your voice, from behind you. We did the right thing. What is right? But the powerful's declaration to the world that they were correct.
I suppose you have a point. My declaration of being correct is that suffering will cease.
What's the cause of suffering? If not people's weakness to adapt, their weakness to move on from the pains of the world that it's inflicted, or their ability to fight whatever dangers come their way. What is pain?
Is that part of you that is always there? It is as much a part of you as the joy and the sadness and the anger. You cannot separate the part from the whole.
But you can live without happiness. You can live without joy. You can live without sadness. Those are mortal things. They're what keep us tethered down. They're what keep us human. The more we feel, the more we feel connected to the world, to the people. That's not what a god does. Why do we care? They're beneath us.
It has been the folly of gods before us to be so detached that they do not care for their own dominion. It is a folly that I will rectify.
But what happens when you care too much? And you lash out like a vicious storm, sink a city, burn a country because they did something that you didn't agree with. You're just a bigger kid squishing ants.
I will make the right decision.
Of course we will.
We?
But I'm you.
you are whatever shadow I leave in my wake.
Am I? Or am I just the you that you're going to be? Maybe this is the first rational thought you've had since you started. Maybe I am what you're going to be.
You said this voice is coming from behind Sash, right?
Yes.
I think with that, Sash just kind of lashes out, turns around, and just fires off a fireball blindly behind them.
As you fire the fireball, it lights up your mental scape, or wherever you are at the moment, and there is nothing behind you. There was nothing at all. You had been talking to yourself this entire time. And as you drift into a semi-dreamless sleep, we'll say, the last thing you hear is, we're going to do such great things, aren't we? Brodus, it's been a while since I've gotten to torment you today.
Fun.
Let's change up our music, shall we? As much as I love this song, I feel like each one of you gets your own. Brodus, you stand on a mountaintop. As you open your astral eyes, we'll say, into your dreamscape. It is a moonlit and foggy night, illuminating in a pale, milky glow. A scene of graveyards among the cresting of the mountain onto the fields below. As far as you can see, there's nothing but tombstones, some elaborate, some small, but nothing else moves. And
May I look at the closest tombstones to me?
sure, roll me a perception check.
Okay. 6 plus 6. 12.
Let me ask this: whose name do you think is going to be on that grave?
I'm assuming it's mine, but it's more looking to see if the graves have different names or if they're all one name.
Lucky for you, at least I've gotten predictable after 3 years. Guess I need to step it up. Upon the nearest tombstone is Brodus. Your name. Etched with expert dwarven crafted writing and illustrations. The next, your name. Each one is different. Some have axes, some have swords, some are mundane, some are heroic. But as you begin to keep looking, you go down aisle after aisle after aisle after aisle, walking in this near endless scape. And you stop at a single shallow grave. It has not been dug. It has been dug out, but nothing is in there. And you feel a slight touch to your shoulder.
Oh, look.
You see a hacked and bloodied dwarven hand settled on your shoulder. There's like gashes and cuts along the arm as you kind of adjust. And there is a version of you that is cut and marred by wounds. Some quarrels from like arrows. Some slashes from swords.
I am guessing you did not survive.
Yeah. Yeah. gonna guess that.
Yep. Did you die? Where'd you die?
Oh, I died in Oakledge. Yeah. Helped my buddies
Yeah.
escape, kind of, sort of. Felt it was the right thing to do.
Ah,
What about you?
I'm still alive, technically.
Oh, are you sure about that? Are you alive?
I think I'm alive. I mean, I was last night, but yeah.
I thought I was alive too. When I first got here.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel better.
So, how long have you been here now?
Oh, well, I stopped keeping track. It's kind of always night. I don't have, like an hourglass.
No, well,
Must have left
yeah.
it somewhere.
But if you've been here for a while, like, is there somewhere you need to go?
I don't know if I have to go somewhere. I mean, and he kind of stares at like this empty grave and he goes, do you want this one, or do you want to share it, or
no.
how do we do this? I think we're only supposed to be one here at a time.
Well, yeah. I think you need it more than me right now. But I can help. Like, you get in, I can help. Like, bury you.
Oh, that's really generous of you. Are you sure? I mean, what happens if you're the last one and there's no one to bury you?
Well, I'll figure it out. I mean, if you've ever been to the beaches where the sand is at, you'll find a way to bury yourself.
That sounds nice. Do you think you could send a message for me?
Yeah, to who?
You know, it's hard to remember, and you see like a broken skull, and they just go, you know, I remember the last thing it's all foggy. Maybe I just need to sleep a little bit on it.
Do you have the message with you?
I thought I did. Well, it was a bird, and then I remember thinking, wow, I should have written more, and then it just... I didn't think anymore after that, I don't think. I kind of just, well, you'll know.
Yeah.
It only hurts for a moment.
The death or the coming back here?
Well, the dying part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't suffer.
Oh, no, I suffered a lot, but,
Well, hopefully it was worth it.
I don't know. That's the weird thing about dying, is you don't get to follow up. So...
Well, if you helped your friends escape from whatever was going on, I hope it worked out.
Yeah. Me too. I hope I don't see you here again. Given we're all, well.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah.
You should get some sleep.
Yeah, I think I will. That sounds like a good idea. I am getting a little tired.
Well, you just lay down. I will cover you in a nice dirt blanket.
That sounds nice. And they climb into the hole and You
I'm just gonna quietly fill it on top, gently, slowly, taking my time, and
okay.
sit.
As you fill the grave, the last thing you hear before you flitter into a soundless, dreamless sleep is a chorus of "We'll see you soon."
Yep.
Now, who do I want next? Zadar. I feel like I haven't tormented Zadar enough this season. Zadar, you awaken to a dream of standing on an ocean. You are amongst crashing waves and turbulent seas, standing upon a small raft that is being bashed and driven in the aimless, angry torrent of hail and rain. The wind is like a cyclone whipping at your tattered sail of your raft. It is makeshift and torn, and barely holding on. And there is an individual standing there with you. You are both holding the mast. It is your daughter. She looks at you and says, I don't think it's gonna hold together.
What do I always say about thinking?
That it's not worth anything?
Yeah, don't think about it.
The storm is too strong.
Just don't think about it. All you can do is hold on.
What do I do if you get swept away?
Just hold on.
Then what do you do?
Die, probably.
That's stupid!
It's what happens to all of us.
Why are you always like this? Why did you leave?
I never wanted to stay.
Were we not good enough for you? Why don't
No.
you like staying?
Just don't. I don't know.
That's not good enough.
I don't have any answers for you or for anybody.
The lightning strikes in the background. Then what answers are you looking for?
I don't know.
Then why do you keep running off to find them? You said don't think about it. So why are you chasing it? Why aren't you happy with what you already know? What you already have?
He lets go and just jumps into the water.
And the last thing you hear in your sleep is the sound of water, enclosing around you. And then it's dreamless sleep.
He doesn't wake up immediately.
No, nope.
Okay.
It is straight sleep, unfortunately. But we have
Okay.
one last tormented soul that I get to. Now, for some of you, you've been able to predict what I've been able to conjure up. But I don't think I need to tell you where you are, Joachim. There is a singular red mirror with inky blackness around the sheen. and in front of it is a single chair, facing the mirror itself. You are in a room with no doors, and a roof that looks like it is enclosing in on you. What do you do?
Is it just a simple, basic wooden chair?
It is a basic wooden chair. The walls are almost like a mottled yellowed white. It's kind of like a wicker chair, if I have to describe it.
He will open all of his eyes, mechanically cast True Seeing, just unfamiliar space.
Are you able to cast spells while you're asleep?
That's a good question. Is he asleep?
He is asleep. So I'm gonna say, in your sleep, you know the motions for the spells. I'm gonna say that you probably feel like your spell went off.
Nothing different?
What's the worst thing you could conjure up to see at this moment? After all the things you've seen, all the things you've experienced, what is the thing that would haunt you the most right in this moment?
I think in this moment, being where they are is just beyond the walls, those same hands that forced their way through the mirror after Joachim, and just eyes suddenly turning and looking at him and noticing him.
The walls all stare at you. Hands are where the floor would be, as if trying to pull you down. They are grasping. They are pleading. And roll me a perception check.
Do I have the benefits of my rod of alertness?
Sure.
Okay, so that is a 21 total.
21 total. You see one of the hands. It catches your glance for a brief second. Whether due to your magical item or due to your natural abilities, it is a slender, elvish-esque hand with a familiar ring of a Inquisitor order. More importantly, it's Vulin's ring, grasping and pulling at the tethers of your legging.
He will gently, step away, trying not to step on anything, and awkwardly make his way curiously, feeling the dread but feeling like he can't do anything else, towards the chair in the mirror.
As you kind of stumble, trying to avoid these hands that are pulling and grasping at you, it is difficult. It is a shifting mire of digits, I guess. I don't know a nice way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
But you make your way to that chair in the mirror. The chair swivels to face you. And as it swivels in that brief cusp of movement, there is an individual sitting in it. It is a crooked old lady that seems hunched over. They have a black cowl over them and a single red eye. And a crooked smile that is like a smile of barbed wire. And she says, My, what delicious nightmares you all have. Tell Granny what troubles you, dearie.
Now, can I make any kind of roll to see if I recognize what kind of creature this could be?
Sure, make me a case. What would you be leaning on?
I would be leaning on the experience of Fey magic and dream-like stuff being very fresh in his mind, combined with a few years of adventuring with relative high-level party.
Sounds good. Roll me a history check, and we'll say with advantage.
3 and 14, so 21.
21. It's some sort of hag. You've heard stories of Fey-like creatures that can invade dreams. You've heard of creatures, that can change shape, can enter the ethereal plane. It makes sense. But there was something off. This is something more. In a manner of speaking. And there's a singular red eye peeking out from that hood.
It's rather rude to... Actually, it's in his dream, so it's his real voice. Actually, it's rather rude to ask those kind of questions before introducing yourself, don't you think?
Oh, but I'm your grandmother. Don't you recognize me? You finally come home.
Oh. Can I insight that?
Sure.
11.
Could be true.
Um,
Hard to get a read.
Yeah.
They're from the Feywild, tricksters, spirits. Hard to place any reliable context.
So you say.
I remember bringing you as a babe to that small little farmhouse. Had the touch of destiny to you.
Out of curiosity, where's the last time you saw me?
Oh, that was today. You had such a delightful morsel with you.
I think you might have cut out a bit.
Oh, you had a delightful morsel with you.
Something you're interested in.
Perhaps, perhaps not. I think whatever you do will feed me for years to come. I just wanted to set my eyes on a child of destiny and fate, and see which, leaning on the precipice, you'll fall.
Well then. Suppose I'm interested in seeing that as well.
Be careful, dearie, not to dabble and delve in caves too deep. And mire and murks that'll suck and keep. She taps her crooked nose. It's easy to get preoccupied with the things that don't matter. Better yet, just sleep and forget about this. Nothing good comes from dabbling.
Well, maybe you've lived a different life, but dabble is what I do.
And perhaps we'll be seeing each other very soon. And the dream ends as the floor comes up to meet you. And that's where we're going to take our break. Sorry, chat.
All right.
You had to deal with me today. So we will be
was thinking-
right back after a 10-minute break, and we will see you soon. Don't go anywhere as I torment my players some more. Hello once again, everybody. Thank you for waiting. We are back, refreshed, and some of us cried a little bit. It wasn't me. I promise. But morning arrives with the greeting of the dawn, the sound of chickens and roosters, and the market beginning to awaken after a chill summer night in the town of Oakledge. Our party wake up after a night's sleep. You know, let's pick up. You know, we don't often have you sleep in a room, so let's pick up in Brodus and Zadar's room. As you both awake with the dreams from last night fresh in your minds.
Oh. What's up? What's up, Zed? Get up. We gotta get going.
I'm up. I've been up.
But-
Like, sits bolt upright in a bed. And then
Alright.
just...
That was all right. Fair enough. By the way, did you sleep well?
I rarely do.
Fair enough. I had a weird dream. Must have been the kabooms just rolling around in there.
It was definitely that.
It is that normally what kaboom does to you? You have after effects of dreams and
Aftershock.
yeah, fair. It makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, no, it was weird. I buried myself. That was weird.
You bet you laid down in a hole and then grabbed
No.
dirt and pulled it.
No. Well, no. Like, I met myself, and myself was dead, but they were talking to me, and then they laid down a grave, and I buried them.
Well, that sounds fine.
Yeah. They basically had told me how, they had died, doing what they needed to do to help their friends escape safely. And, they, tried to get a message back right before they died, but couldn't remember it. And, I told him I hope that, what he did to help his friends, I hope it worked out.
Wow.
And then I buried him. And then I woke up and I went back to sleep for a little bit longer.
Dreams. Weird, right?
Right, yeah. They're as you said, it was probably the kaboom. So
It was definitely the kaboom. Yes.
yeah.
Hey, let's leave this room now and go downstairs, and we can fill our mouths with food so that words stop coming out of them.
I mean, you could just ask to not talk anymore. But yes, let's go get some food.
Protus, if you want to share your life story with me, the details of all of your dreams, go
Don't.
ahead. I
Yeah,
prefer you didn't
yeah.
in general, but if you feel the need to, go ahead. I'm not amped.
I was just trying to be cordial. We had a moment where we shared some kabooms. I thought we were becoming friends again. No,
No, we can
great.
be friends, but I think our definition of what comes out of a friendship might be a little bit different.
I mean, I guess that's fair. You set those boundaries, and we'll make sure not to cross.
If you, I'd prefer you didn't.
No,
tell me about
no,
every
no.
dream that you have, but if you
Great.
if you think you need to,
I
go ahead. I can tune you out. It's fine.
I just thought you would think it was a unique dream, it was kind of crazy, but
Sure.
hey, to each their own. And let's go get some breakfast. That's fine.
I know you just buried him, sort of metaphorically, but if I could impart on you something, I don't know that it's a bit of advice necessarily, but it's just a piece of trivia about the Brodus you buried. He liked to write things down. He did it all the time. You should try it. Keep a journal. Take these thoughts and form them into words that
and
aren't associated with any noises.
And put them in a journal. I got you.
And then if someone wants to read them, they can.
Great. Do you think it's worth sharing with anyone else, or just let it die?
Ask them first, maybe, if they would like to hear about.
Dude, fair. All right, let's end of topic. Let's get some breakfast.
Great.
And we're just Bros is gonna silently put his things back in his pack and just head downstairs.
Yeah, Zed's gonna walk out, and then his pack is gonna get up and walk out behind.
Sounds perfect. Despite the bit of a conversation in the other room, how does the early morning greet Yokim and Sash as the first morning light flitters through the window of your room, shining across the pillows that you have laid yourselves down in? The small elemental fritzes and kind of hop skips onto the bed, and you hear zzz, 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 as a small little zap would strike you for 1 damage. Yoki. And it just kind of zaps you awake, and just in your head you hear the telepathic message. Ha! Dead? Dad? Dad?
Yes. Not dead. Yes, Dad, I suppose.
Where go?
Sleep. I
What
need
sleep?
rest when it's dark.
Rest when dark.
Yes.
Move a lot.
When there is light, yes.
Red moon.
Looking back, was there a blood moon last night that we noticed, or?
No. I think I described the beginning of the session as a moonless night.
Yeah.
As you were headed that way. Or elemental that you haven't named yet, just kind of.
Did you also have a terrible dream?
Oh, so it was all of you, right?
My assumption is that the nightmares that got me were something affecting all of us.
Yep. So, the one we killed isn't the only Fae here. Turns out there's a hag of some sort. Who was that figure that Brodus described?
Great. We have more Fae to deal with.
Yes, and Apparently we have our attention as she spoke to me and recognized me from being here. So...
Interesting.
At least the me from this time ended up in a similar childhood than I did. Still not sure how that multiple timelines happens, if I fully took their place or where I was at. But something to keep an eye on.
Yes. And reconfirm with Brodus and Zadar and Simra that they also experienced it.
So I'm unsure if she was the cause or simply, as she said, enjoying our delicious nightmares.
Like there is another force at play and she was merely there for the ride. I fear you might be onto something.
She also warned me against dabbling, and then said that she would see us soon if we continued to dabble.
Well, unfortunately, dabbling is one of the things we do best.
Alright, just wanted to tell you here where we had some semblance of privacy. As I get the sense that when I say something, Brodus is going to yell it out loud in surprise.
That's a fair assumption. That makes sense.
Where? Look down at his lightning child. Say, Ko, I think. Strunba Ko. That will do.
It jitters as you kind of give it a name. And it kind of zips to your side.
Right. So, breakfast, I suppose. Get up, stretch, rub the shock burn that he has on his arm.
The early morning breakfast and aroma of well-cooked bacon, pancakes, fresh fruits, vegetables, even we need some fancy breakfast. This is a fancy place, right? Let's say hash browns are fancy, but let's say hash browns with truffle oil and Parmesan. That seems a little bit better, garnished with like a fresh... we can't have sad music when talking about food. That seems a little rude. But there is fresh bacon made from owlbear itself, as well as a delightful amount of exotic fruits. There are, like elvish whey rolls that are made, all the way from Telvanon that have been imported via magic. And there's a bunch of tavern goers that have all kind of come down for breakfast, some nursing hangovers, some not. But at the table is a very glowering lean in, who probably is joined by Zadar and Barodis, as well as all of you. There's a large pile of meats that Sinra is just angrily, like, eating into, and she just goes, "Ha! It is not enough that I have bad dreams and I have a bad history. Now I have to dream of my people, starved and beaten by gnolls."
Wait, but you didn't have the kabooms.
I did not have your stupid drinks.
I'm just saying. I had a weird dream. Zadar had a weird dream. He said it was the kaboom. It was the aftershock of the kaboom.
Zadar, why are you lying? Why would you tell Brodus this? Why did you let Brodus drink? And she looks right at Sash. It's like, why did you let this happen?
You think I could stop whatever that is?
Then she looks at the
Anyways.
little lightning elementals like, ah! Just...
It's a story. Anyways, Joachim has, may have gotten to the bottom of all of our collective nightmares.
But
Yeah. Don't yell too loudly, but that cloaked figure with the eye. Yeah, that's a hag.
Bros is just gonna lean in and whisper, "I told you there was a figure with the eye." Also, I don't know. We probably all had messed up dreams, but I buried myself. Can any of you do that? No? You weren't in a graveyard of a whole bunch of Broduses, and you had a Brodus that you...
Wouldn't we be in graveyards filled with different versions of us? Why would we all be in graveyards filled with Broduses?
Well, I guess that makes a lot of sense. I don't know. Oh, Zadar, you can tune out now because you already heard this, and you told me you don't want to hear. Oh, also, I'm supposed to ask, do you guys actually want to hear about it or not?
It might be helpful in determining the source or the reason, so sure.
Okay, Zadar, you can tune this out. And
He's been tuned out. Like, he's just been meat. Just
and
ham.
and Brodus is like, okay, so the Brodus I met was another Brodus. Man, he had like arrows in him and sword slices and whatnot. Essentially, he said he stayed behind to help his friends escape. Didn't see if they actually escaped or not. Stayed behind to help them escape. End up dying because of it. And
Sinra gets up from the table and walks away, really angrily.
he had a message for his friends, but didn't remember the message. And then I buried him. That was basically my dream.
Right. I already told you the relevant part of my dream, I think. But the hag is around, and if we continue to dabble, then we'll likely encounter them again.
Oh, and the other Broses in unison from their graves said they would see me soon. So that also is a thing.
So that seems to be the running thread between all of them.
Is that we're all gonna die?
Threats. at the very least.
Fair enough. And looks off towards where Sinra like puffed off to, like, did I say something?
The reminder is hurtful.
Oh, was that? Ah. Well, at least he's in a good place.
Oh. Anyways.
I mean, that's about the best I can say. I didn't know. I just thought it was one of the very other many Broduses that you have told me could potentially be out there.
Well, nothing you can do now except maybe apologize for bringing it up abruptly, but as you
I
said, you
asked, like Zadar told me to. Well, Izzy, what'd you dream about? Or Zaf, what'd you dream about?
I dreamed of the centaur accusing me, and then a voice that was and wasn't me challenging my goal and ideals. It was frightening and also maybe necessary.
So the centaur we killed is coming back.
I don't think that is the I don't think that is what I was meant to take away from it.
Right? Zadar had a dream. That's as far as I know.
unless it's something actively threatening about our current situation. I don't mind if it's your business.
So what? Now there's some Karshaji Bay jumping into our dreams and giving us nightmares. Is that what's happening?
Either giving us nightmares or simply enjoying them while something else causes us nightmares.
Well, they must be nearby. Let's kill them.
Gladly. However, if we're sticking to the plan from yesterday, I believe we have some people to inform about certain carnival.
Also gonna bring up all this since it's like related.
They might know where we can find our aggressor, interloper, the witch. Indeed. Let's finish eating and then head up then.
Sounds Sounds like plan. As all of you finish up your breakfast, in quick course, I assume all of you get packed, get cleaned, get presentable, and then head out onto the street. As you are headed out, the front desk at the Griffin's Roost does say, yes, we have storage available magically, magic arcane locks for any goods or valuables you'd like to store here while you're out doing your business in the city. We take the highest pride in our ability to keep your importance safe. I'm not going to make it a scene, you just have this available.
No.
I'm good.
Okay. Carrying everything on you. Noted. Alright, as you head into the city, headed up to the Oak Ledge. I'm assuming you're headed right up to the castle, the keep itself?
Yes.
Perfect. Then I think that's a good ending for today's session, as, you all kind of arrive to the keep, and, you see a very tired guard with fox ears staring at all of you like, not these fucking jokers again. And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Yay.
Yay.
Oh, wow. My heart. But let's get some happy music, because, you made it through, and that's the important part. Y'all thought it was going to be just a shopping episode? No. Go fuck yourselves. Not here.
The horrors.
Yeah, the horrors. The pain, the suffering, the introspective visions.
I will say, in 2 seasons, that is only the 3rd shopping episode.
Come at me. Throw hands. Throw dice.
Give us more money.
Complete more side quests. No, I'm kidding. That's on me. There was a lot of gold at the end of season 1. Just most of you left before you could collect it.
Yeah.
That wasn't on me. That was not my fault. I didn't make those decisions for you. But, more importantly, decisions. It's that time of night again, people. I hope you had a wonderful time. Thank you all of our brand new followers. Yunalia, Nilmi, Positivity, Koizumi, and Ducky Poo. Thank you so much for following. Welcome to the channel, first and foremost. Here at Graham Crackers, we're all about making memories with friends. Whether those are through TTRPGs, RPGs, or MMORPGs, the important thing is the people that you make memories with. So, thank you for being part of our wonderful session tonight. I am Graham, your DM, and I had the absolute delight of hosting all of you on this wonderful Tuesday evening. If you like more, you can find us next week with a brand new cast at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time with Anarion's Rest, where they are coming to close to the climax of their campaign for this season. Woe and behold! But, if war on the brink of the elves and the Assyrian Empire, druidic mysteries, and dragons are something that you are interested in, tune in next week at 7:30 Eastern Standard. It will be a delight. Outside of that, you cannot find me anywhere else, unfortunately, at the moment. But at some point, our Friday campaign will come back. But you'll have to keep your eyes on at Twitter, at GrahamCrackers1. Again, that is GrahamCrackers1. But enough about me. I want to know things about these lovely faces with me. Most importantly, I'd like to know 3 things. Who are they? Where can we find them? And what are cool projects they're working on, if any, that we can support? You know why? Because friends support friends. Yeah, bet you didn't guess that one.
Oh, I didn't.
But without further ado, I will leave it to my players to, let you know all the cool things that they're working on, if any.
Me, I go first. I'm Vinny. I played Star. He's Blue Dragonborn Beast Heart, which is a third-party class from MCDM. Didn't get, didn't do a lot of fancy stuff with it today. But anyway, I don't do anything. I don't do anything anywhere at any point in time, especially not on the internet, except for this. So don't think about it. The end.
I'm Fox, or TTRPG Fox. You can find me on the Clear space under TTRPG Fox. Right now, a lot of my time is spent being a dad. I'm a dad. I do dad things. I tell dad jokes now. And, yeah, I don't get sleep. It's great. All right. Adios.
That means it's me. Hi, I am Izzy. I have been playing Zosh, the sorcerer slash cleric. Where you can find me is mostly on Twitter. I've been pretty good about staying off of it too much recently, but I'm still there. So at NEXODUS99 on Twitter. You can also go to ladylikeThatitch.io to buy my games and support me there. You can also go and check out another show that I'm on, Dice Fiends. At Dice Fiends on Twitter. I am in the series Kinder Center Heroes, a Masks actual play that is a part of a larger, ongoing sort of universe that is being built, and it is extremely cool and is run by some really cool people. So go ahead and check that out. Thanks. Bye. Love you.
Right. I've been Jordan playing Joachim. And you can just support me by supporting yourselves. Always say this, but it's a tough time. So you know the pressure coming in. Take a day for yourself. Make some tea, watch that movie you've been looking at.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to all of our audience members tuning in. It wouldn't be such a delightful place without any of you. Thank you for your posture checks and your messages. We are always reading. Thank you so much. And as every Tuesday I have to say, unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye tonight. As much as I don't want to, I hope that you stay happy, stay healthy, and stay hydrated. Until we see each other soon, which we will, you always have a place here on this little section of the internet to just relax, be you, and be among friends, because we all love you. So, until next time we see each other, we're going to rate our former Friday DM, Odd Tornado Productions, who's playing some D&D right now with their friends, who also have a podcast. You can check it out. It is a great world to play in. I had the luxury of playing Gaheris. And, the campaign they're DMing right now, that's set in the future of our previous Friday campaign. So, that's pretty cool in my opinion. So, without further ado, everyone drop some Graham love, just some hearts in the chat. Wish them well on their journeys and adventures. And, until next time, we'll see you soon. So, goodbye for now.